Hello world, hello friends. Today I'm going to share with you why I quit my Google software engineering job almost 2 years ago and why now I'm back as a contractor, but part-time. And what I would do differently and advice if you want to quit any kind of job, especially a software engineering job, if you want to transition to something else, or just general advice if you want to become a contractor, which I am now, and my life is a million times better and I'm so much happier. So let me tell you all about it. So 2 years ago, I quit my full-time Google software engineer job to pursue InfraExpert and build my own platform, which is the only platform for infrastructure engineers to prepare for interviews. Check it out in the link below if you're interested. And I did that for Clement, who runs AlgoExpert. And it was awesome. I built that platform for about a year and a bit, and it was very much slower than I expected. But after finishing that in December, I was like, do I want to go back to full-time software engineering? Not really. Honestly, I'm kind of tired of sitting at a computer for 8 hours a day, and I missed being a people person. So I got a job as an AI growth lead at a startup. It's not really a startup, it's more of a dev agency. I spent the last 3 months talking to a lot of technical founders and CTOs. Being in San Francisco, I was immersed in the AI startup world, and I kind of realized I just want to start my own AI startup. VCs are throwing money at anything that's an AI startup. The main reasons that I wanted to quit my Google software engineer job back like 2 years ago was one, remote work. Google let me work remotely. They let me work remotely from Europe for 6 months. They let me be remote and fully remote from Canada. So I signed an entirely new contract to be fully remote, but I didn't want to be fully remote from Canada because I wanted to leave Canada. And I didn't even want to be a Canadian tax resident anymore. I wanted to just be fully remote. I can work from anywhere in the world, which is what I got out of AlgoExpert and out of being a contractor. And that leads me to reason number 2, taxes. I've been a digital nomad for 6 years, and I don't know why I've been paying taxes to Canada because I haven't even lived there. So that was kind of silly of me, and I finally realized that I need to optimize my taxes as a digital nomad. And the best way to do that, honestly, the best tax break is not being an employee. Like, being an employee is a little bit of a scam. I'm so sorry. Nothing wrong with it. Like, a lot of people love the stability and they love the, all of the things that come along with being an employee are great, but I've realized that it's not for me. And why would I pay taxes as an employee if I don't have to? So I have moved to being a contractor, which is just so much better. Even the last contract I had as an AI startup growth lead was a contracting position. Everything I've done since I quit Google as a full-time employee has been contract only, because first of all, you can write off business expenses. You can just do so many tax optimizations, and it's just so much better to be a business than to be a personal individual. So that's reason number 2. Life is much better now. And my new position back at Google is as a vendor. So that means that Google is technically my client. I am my own business entity and they contract me out. So taxes are just so much better. I get paid a lot more as a business than I do as an employee. So life has just been much better after making that decision. Third reason is autonomy. I've realized I'm not very good with people telling me what to do or what to work on. And even though now as a Google vendor, people still tell me, like, I basically am contracted out as a consultant and I give advice on things. They'll send me something that they want my opinion on, or some code that they want me to look at, or games that they want my opinion on. Like, basically, I help the Google for Developers team, who are mainly run by marketing people. I help them have a technical person on the team. That is who I am. All of the projects are cool. Everything I work on is super cool. The people are super cool. And I don't have to do anything I don't want to do, which is pretty much what I've always wanted to do. So that is one of the biggest reasons, is autonomy. That's also why I left my software engineer job, because working on Gmail was cool, but it was not at all what I actually wanted to do. And working on InfraExpert, I got to create my entire curriculum, all of the questions, all of the quizzes, everything. Everything is, mine, which is way cooler. And autonomy was a really, really big reason for me. Next reason would be the value of time. I had an entire realization that I want to build passive income and build my own structures for income and not have to sell my time for money. And I've always kind of had that feeling that I don't want to do that. And of course I am doing that as a contractor at Google. That is something I am doing, but it is a lot more variable. I'm completely in control of it. And I have all this extra time to build passive income streams and to build my own products and to do what I want to do. But yeah, I hope that those reasons might have been helpful.
However, I'm so grateful for all of my time at Google because ultimately that is what led me back to Google and having them as my client and living on my own terms. I'm in Greece right now, and I'm just so grateful that I can continue to be a digital nomad and live my best life. And all my time at Google has also taught me best practices about how to be a great engineer and how to do things right, and also best practices about security. My whole team at Google used hardware security keys all the time. They actually used YubiKeys, who are also the sponsor of this video.
And I was introduced to them on my first day at Google, but now I use them on my personal laptop because they're so awesome and it's so much safer than traditional passwords. So you can log into all your accounts with just a tap. Actually, the only good thing that came out of my TikTok account getting hacked last year was that I upped my security game across all of my accounts, and YubiKey is one of the most secure hardware keys out there to protect your accounts. So it's super important to protect your online identity, and if you want to learn more about YubiKeys, check out the link in the description. And if I could go back in time, I honestly would have started using them sooner. Now let me tell you about all the other things I would have done differently. Things that I would have done differently is, honestly, I would have left my Google job a lot more smoother. I gave them a 5 months heads up that I wanted to leave. I think that was a big mistake. Yeah, just don't do that. Don't do that. It sets a weird vibe. Give your bare minimum notice. And I think for me it was 30 days and not your typical 2 weeks, but I should have done that. I'm always too honest. I'm working a lot on not oversharing and I'm going to get better at it. But that's what I would have done differently. I also, not gonna lie, I would have built InfraExpert as my own product instead of someone else's product that I only get a little bit of the profits from. And I didn't really realize the value of building a personal brand, of monetizing social media, monetizing my own products. I think it's actually not as hard as it seems, and everybody can do it if they learn a skill. Like, it's literally a learned skill, just like coding. So I probably could have made a better decision on that part too. But I love that AlgoExpert held me accountable. I don't know if I would have built my own product. They also did a lot of the infrastructure, ironically, because it's an infrastructure project. But they have all of the infrastructure. They have so many courses, and the entire infrastructure of AlgoExpert is there already. I think it was such a good decision to build on top of that, because it's already kind of pre-built and there's already existing users and there's already existing customers, and it makes life a lot easier. But I realized that the next step is for me to build my own product. I want to have something that is just mine and I created it from start to finish. And I'm not talking about a baby, I mean a business. But I also do want a baby at some point, in the next 5 years. And so therefore, until we get to that point, I need to build a business in the next 5 years, and then I can build a bunch of babies. And that's kind of the plan. This is why I don't do these impromptu, just talk to the camera things, because I say some stupid stuff like this. But honestly, I really also want to get on YouTube more, and if that means rambling to the camera, because that's the only way that I'm gonna make content, then so be it. This is the way we're gonna do things right now. Especially because we're in this nice place. I mean, look at this. This is prime filming real estate, so we're gonna take advantage. But yeah, those are the things I would have done differently. And my advice to anyone, if you're thinking of switching careers into something different, just try it. I would have never known if I didn't try it. I would have not gotten to this point where I'm so happy and I finally feel like I realized what I should be doing if I didn't try making the career switch from software engineering to a people role, and then now to realizing that I need to become a founder. I'm so certain that this is what I need to be doing, that it's crazy I didn't do it before. It just seems like the only option and the only thing, all of the paths of my career would have led me to this one moment, and now I finally get it. But I wouldn't have known that if I would have just, stayed stationary and stayed as a software engineer, because I was happy, I was semi-happy. Software engineering roles pay really well, they're super fun, you get to problem solve, you get to work on really cool problems with cool people. There's nothing wrong with it, obviously, but it's just, I feel like I feel like the alignment is so much better as a founder, for me specifically. So I'm very happy that I did that, and I'm going to be building my startup in public. So if you're interested in that, then like, subscribe, comment below your thoughts, and all of that good stuff. I would super appreciate your support and any feedback you have, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.